With so much information out there, it could be pretty overwhelming for beginners to know exactly what is it that they have to prioritize when it comes to reaching their fitness goals. But in my opinion, the three big things all starters should be focusing on are their workouts, their nutrition, and the recovery. What's up, everyone? David here. Got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. Now, today we're going to be talking about beginners. I just want to point out we all start somewhere. Everyone was a beginner at one point. But the thing is, in today's day and age, today's beginner, they might have it a little harder understanding what exactly is it important to take into account if they want to reach their fitness goals. Back in the day, you just go into the fitness magazines and you just see what the bodybuilders were doing. And then slowly, as technology started coming about, we got introduced to the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, Snapchat, all these social media platforms, which, yeah, makes it easier to find information, but at the same time, it's also easier to find a lot of misinformation. With so much social media nowadays, these so-called influencers, these so-called gurus, they're just, do they really know what it is that they're talking about? They're saying you should be doing this, this, and that, but in reality, do you really need to? And it's hard to verify who's legitimate and who knows what they're talking about versus who's just giving away fake information, trying to sound smart. And the thing is, when you look a certain way, you look like you're fit, people are going to believe you. But in reality, why do they look that way? Is it really because of what they're saying, or is it because they're taking some special vitamins from Tijuana, Mexico? I'm just gonna dumb it down. These are the three things that are gonna be important for beginners to prioritize, and these are three things that I wish I would have prioritized even more so if I were to go back to day one. So, what exactly was I doing when I first started working out? I had the goal of wanting to, train for like bodybuilding, wanting to look bigger, more muscular. I was always on the thinner side, skinnier, and I wanted to gain weight. I wanted to look more bulked up. I wanted to fill out my clothes a little bit more. So, what was I doing? I was still hitting the weights. I wasn't really eating much. I never really had a big appetite. To this day, I still don't have a big appetite. There's definitely days where I feel like I'm forcing the food down. And then the recovery was good at first, but then there were certain points where it got a little, the recovery wasn't quite what it needed to be. So the types of workouts that I was doing was, I was doing the basic lifts that I saw everyone doing in the magazines. And at this point, YouTube really started picking up. So I was, doing my benching, my rowing, my squats, my deadliftings, but I didn't really know how hard to push myself because I just saw someone say, do 4 sets of 10. Okay, I did my 4 sets of 10. And there were certain exercises that I was definitely avoiding. I heard somewhere that squatting stunted your growth, so I avoided barbell back squatting. So I was just doing like 4 sets of 10 with bodyweight squats. We all know now that's not going to get you the results that you want. When I was doing my bench pressing, I didn't know if I was doing the form correctly. I didn't know how heavy to go. I didn't know you're supposed to pyramid up in weight, whatever it may be. I didn't know about warming up. I was just jumping straight into it. There's just a lot of things I wasn't made aware of about. Nutrition wise, I was just eating whatever my mom was cooking me for lunch at school, middle school and high school. I was eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I didn't really know what I was doing. And in the recovery, I like to say I always got pretty good sleep growing up. I always went to sleep early, woke up early, had a pretty consistent sleep schedule. It wasn't until I got to the high school where everything kind of started changing. I feel like that's when I really started to see the big changes in strength and physique because that's when I started really focusing on what's important. And what was important was having the proper workouts, proper form, proper weight, really pushing ourselves, proper nutrition. I remember one day I told my mom, like, hey, I don't want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches anymore. I think I want to like have full regular meals. And I see all these bodybuilders are eating their chicken and rice. I want to start getting that sent to me at lunchtime. I don't want to just eat sandwiches. Let's start eating a little bit more better, a little bit more better foods that are going to help me put on that weight. And then the recovery, okay, now I understand. I need to stretch. I need to work on my mobility. But here's the thing, when I started playing football, things got a little pushed overboard, and we'll get to that in a bit. So let's break down the three, starting off with the workouts. All right, beginners. Obviously, you need to prioritize your workout. That's the whole point of you going to gym in the first place. But what exactly is it that you have to focus on? We're just going to go with the assumption of wanting to build muscle, lose fat, have a better looking physique, which I feel is, for most people, that's the common goal. You got to make sure you push yourself with your workouts. Too many times, you know, sets of 8, no big deal. That's not going to give you the results that you want. If you want to see results, you want to build muscle, you want to lose weight, whatever it is, you got to push yourself. You got to push past the point of comfort. The burning pain, the discomfort, the tension, that pain, you need that. Okay. Once you feel the slightest bit of discomfort, the slightest bit of burning in those biceps or chest, legs, whatever exercise it is that you're doing, don't stop there. It's those last few reps of pain, those last few reps of discomfort, those last few reps where it just everything does not feel good, everything just feels like it's burning, you're shaking. Those are the reps that are going to give you the results that you want. Too many beginners, they're not made aware about this. So the moment they start feeling a slight bit of pain, a slight bit of discomfort, boom, stop. No, why are you stopping? That's the start of the reps that are about to get you the results. So if your workout program says doing sets of 12, and rep number 8 is when you finally start feeling a little bit of something there, maybe a little bit of pain, a little bit of burn, something like that. Don't stop there. Rep number 8, 9, 10. Oh man, by 10, now it's really burning. 11, man, I'm grinding it out. 12 reps, shake, 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 boom, lock it out. Those are the reps that are going to get you the results that you want. And too many beginners, they just don't know about this. They don't know how hard to push yourself. So I'm just saying, push yourself past your comfort zone. Now, on the flip side, you don't want to overdo it. You do not have to push to failure on every set. You want to push your sets hard enough to the point where once you're done, you could have done 1, maybe 2 more reps afterwards. Think of it like you're driving a car. How far do you drive it? You don't just drive it all the way until you completely run out of gas. No, you drive it all the way until your tank is almost on empty, and then you refuel. Then you go ahead and pump some more gas. Same thing with your sets. You don't push your set all the way until you got nothing left. No, you push all the way until you're almost on empty, and then you rest. Treat your body the way you would your car. And since we're talking about treating your body like your car, that segues perfectly into our next thing, and that be nutrition. Just how you want your car to run smoothly by putting good fuel in it, same thing with your body. You want your body to run well, you put good fuel in it as well. Diet and nutrition, there is definitely a big difference between the two. Diet ultimately is, your calories in, calories out, something more along the lines of that, all right? But nutrition, that's the fine little details, all right? That's what's really gonna make the difference in not only how you look, but how you feel. When I was first starting to work out, like I said, in middle school and high school, my mom was packing me peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Occasionally, we'll spice things up. We'll go with a ham or a bologna sandwich. Looking back at that, was it bad? Not necessarily for an average, 12-year-old to 16-year-old, whatever. We're young, no big deal. But for someone who's wanting to pursue bodybuilding, building muscle, gaining weight, that sort of thing, then yeah, that's not the way to go about it. I remember it was ninth grade, and that's when I really started taking it serious because I was right around the time I joined football, and I remember seeing all the guys working out and what they were eating. They were a lot bigger, they were a lot stronger, they performed better on the field. All right, they said you gotta like really load up on the food, especially for the position that I played. I'm like, okay, I need to put on more weight. Let's go ahead and tell mom, hey, I need a little bit more. How about some chicken, some protein? So sometimes she'll make the chicken and rice. Other times she'll get a birote. I don't know how you say that in English. The Mexican bread, cut it in half, put the grilled chicken in there, boom, close it. Perfect. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting higher amounts of protein. Now we're getting good quality carbs. Boom, the fat from the oil that it was cooked in. Perfect. Now I'm getting all my macronutrients, and it's a lot healthier because it's not as much processed food. And I feel like too many beginners, they don't understand how important nutrition is to their results, to the gains that they want. They think that working out is going to get them everything they want. No, 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 no. Keep in mind, your workout is only like what, 1 hour throughout the day? What are you doing the other 23 hours throughout the rest of the day? You still got to refuel. You still got to be eating the right types of foods. And that's where protein, carbs, and fats come into play. Protein should be the given. It's what builds the muscle. If you're a beginner, please prioritize getting the adequate amount of protein that you need for you to help build up the amount of muscle that you want. Generally, the consensus would be 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But maybe if you're someone who's trying to gain weight and build muscle, I like to think of it as whatever your goal weight is, as long as it's within reason, 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. And be realistic. If you're someone who's 150 pounds skinny and your goal is to get up to 200 pounds lean, That's not going to happen realistically unless you're on some type of steroid. But you know, getting from 150 to 160 is pretty reasonable. And then once you get to 160, then you can start talking about getting to 170. You know, piece it out little by little. So if you're someone who's 150 pounds and your goal is to get up to 160, all right, 160 is the ideal body weight, lean. All right, let's get 160 grams of protein in. So again, do not neglect your protein. Carbs and fats, important. It's our body's fuel source. If you're someone who's on the thinner side, like myself, you can get away with eating the fats because obviously you're thinner. You could use the extra calories, but that's not an excuse for you to eat unhealthy. Yes, you're young. Yes, your metabolism is, fast and up and running. You could get away with eating a lot more. Doesn't mean that you should. Again, don't be eating foods now thinking you can get away with it because eventually it will catch up to you and your future self will hate you for it. Start eating healthy now. Start eating the right types of food now. If you are going to be eating fat, okay, let it be from good, healthy sources. We got butter, that's through ghee, grass-fed butter or ghee. We got avocados, good natural sources of fat. The fat on a steak or a piece of chicken, that's all natural fat as well. Good quality oils like olive oil or avocado oil, all of those are good sources of healthy fats. Carbs, especially if you're someone who's trying to gain weight, carbs are going to be your best friend. Make sure they're good quality carbs though. I'm talking about regular potatoes, sweet potatoes, rices, pastas, breads. I'm not talking about muffins, cookies, cakes, all that stuff. That's all the bad types of carbs. That's junk food. Let's put it to you this way. If it's in the junk food aisle or in the bakery type section, you shouldn't be really eating it. The only exception would maybe be bread, but even then, there's certain types of breads that are whatever, and there's other ones that, okay, maybe let's go with that one instead. But for me personally, what I always did was I typically stuck to pastas and rice. I was never really a big bread person. I feel like part of it was because of how many sandwiches I ate growing up. I kind of got sick of eating bread. Potatoes, I was kind of a whatever. I'm not against potatoes. I just, have my preferences. For me, it's a lot easier to get some rice down. If you're someone who's trying to lose weight though, then obviously you want to monitor how much of the carbs and the fats that you want. For someone who's trying to lose weight, obviously you got to be eating less calories than you're burning. You got to be in that caloric deficit. The less calories you're eating to lose weight, the higher amount of those calories have to come from protein now because you want to lose the body fat. You don't want to lose the muscle mass. So take that into account. But regardless, at the end of the day, beginners, you can't neglect the diet. You got to be eating the right types of foods, especially in the right quantities of food, depending on what your goals are. If you're trying to gain weight, obviously eat more. If you're trying to lose weight, eat less. But I want to caution you on eating less, though, especially if you're someone who's trying to lose weight. Don't think you have to starve yourself. If you just keep eating less and less and less, sooner or later, you're just going to be malnourished. And that's just going to be a whole new set of problems that we're trying to avoid. So I would rather say, instead of you eating less, maybe you already are eating the right types of food and in the right types of quantities. Maybe you're just not moving around enough throughout the day. So go ahead and prioritize a little bit harder workouts or a little bit more workouts throughout the week. And then you can go ahead and address that nutrition. But still, beginners, protein, carbs, fats, do your research. Understand what's important. Do your research. Figure out how much of each one that you need. And then micronutrients also. You want to make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables, the little things, the vitamins and the minerals. It's not always about the chicken and rice. Throw a cup of broccoli in there. If you're making a protein shake, all right, good. But maybe how about you throw a banana in there? How about you throw in some spinach, some berries, some little things, all right? It's the little things. Those colorful things that grow on trees, yeah, those are called fruits. They're good for you. Those green things that you leave on the bottom drawer of your fridge and that you throw out once they go bad, yeah, those are called vegetables. Those are good for you. You need them. Yes, you're young. Your metabolism is fired up. Yes, you can get away with eating a lot more and not gain weight. But still, what you eat now is going to affect your long-term health. So at a young age, start these good habits. Go ahead and eat your fruits and vegetables. It's going to help you digest all the food that it is that you're going to be consuming. It's going to be good for not just your performance in the gym, but other things about health. Clear skin, better hair, things like that. The vegetables are important. The fruits are important. Please do not neglect them. And speaking about neglect, that leads us to the third and final point, and it is just the most neglected thing that most beginners will oversee, and that is your recovery. I just want to tell you, you can push as hard as you can at the gym day in and day out. Get as many workouts in throughout the week. Get as many workouts in throughout the day as you want. You can be eating as healthy as you want, getting the right types of protein in, the right quantities of carbs, good quality fats in, drinking plenty of water. But if you're not recovering adequately, if you're not sleeping enough hours throughout the day, if you're not giving your body enough rest in between workouts, you will not be seeing the results that you want. And remember earlier how I told you when I was playing football, my recovery was good, but at a certain point, it got a little, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Freshman year, All right, training for football, no big deal. At the same time, I was on the track team. So this is the way it typically went down. 6 a.m. weight room workout, so lifting the weights for football. 6 period track workout. I threw the shot put, so I was throwing a metal ball. So we did our sprints, we did our technique work, no big deal. Right after school, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, now it was the weight room workout, but for track. And then afterwards, from 4 to 6, now it's the football field work. So now we're doing position drills, linebacker drills, more sprints, things like that. So if you take that into account, that's 4 different workouts throughout the day. That's 4 hours of work. And then on top of that, I still came home. And what did I decide to do? I decided to do even more working out. And then on top of that, when you're a student athlete, keep in mind, it's student athlete. It's not just athlete. You're still a student. You still got homework to do. So I had to stay up even later. By the time I finally got home, spend all night doing my homework because I didn't want to fall behind in school because I was a nerd. I had good grades, which I'm very proud of. But still, fuck, man, I was how much sleep I was at getting? Not that much. And eventually, my body just gave out. One day in practice, I was sprinting, boom, tore a hamstring. And then looking back on it, my running mechanics, they were good. My form was good. At the end of the day, what it came down to, the reason why I was just pushing myself way too hard, and I just wasn't giving myself as much of a break. And I know that was the case because then by the time I got to senior year, I was still doing the same thing. I did track and football every year. I did football fall semester, I did track spring semester, and I still did my own personal workouts on top of that. But that was the only time I got injured that badly from just a regular workout, a regular practice workout. Every other minor injury came during a game, sprained ankle here and there, maybe like a little tweak in my back. No big deal, a little stretching will fix that. But if I had to look back, what it was, it was not adequate recovery. My body was just giving out on me. I wasn't giving it enough hours of sleep. I was not giving it enough days in between workouts. I was training the same muscle groups day in and day out. I was squatting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, bench pressing multiple times per week, multiple days in a row per week. I just wasn't fueling my body enough, wasn't giving it enough calories that it needed. The recovery just was not there. So it just goes to show you, more does not mean better. More workouts does not mean more gains. More recovery to go hand in hand with more workouts will go ahead and give you the results that you want. So if you're the type of person where you just want to keep pushing hard and hard and want to work out every day, you can. That's perfectly fine as long as your body is still able to recover in time. Realistically, you will see as much results as your body can handle while still recovering adequately. So if you're only working out twice per week and you're not seeing the results that you want, bump it up to 3 times per week. And if you're still not seeing the results that you want, bump it up to 4 to 5. And by the time you get to 5 workouts, finally you're seeing some good results. But then you notice once you start getting to 6 workouts per week, and now all of a sudden everything's feeling a little hard. You're waking up a little extra sore every morning. You're a little bit more irritable. There's other signs and side effects right there that you're noticing that isn't really normal. And then that's your body's way of telling you that, hey, maybe we're doing a little too much. Let's tone it back down. So again, that's gonna take some experimenting. You got to figure out how hard can you push yourself before going overboard. Again, recovery is important. Don't be like me. All you beginners out there, don't make the mistake that I did where I just thought more was better. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. No, eventually your body will give out on you. You got to prioritize your sleep. Your body recovers and builds the muscle when you sleep. That's going to be the easiest thing you could do to see even more results. Sleeping is free. Sleeping is important. Sleeping is the biggest game changer that you can do. It's like your free steroids. It literally costs you nothing. You don't have to do anything. Just knock out and enjoy hours on end of good quality sleep, and you'll be surprised at how much results that you will make in the long term. So there you have it, everyone. For all you beginners out there, those are just the 3 big things that I will prioritize: your workouts themselves, your nutrition/diet, and your recovery. All 3 are equally as important. Yes, you can see results if you only prioritize 1 or 2 out of the 3, but you'll see the best results if you were to prioritize all 3 of them at the same time. Hopefully this video was helpful. Comment down below if it was, and comment down below any other tips that you have for either one of those 3, and what were some of the mistakes that you made when you were a beginner and what you would have changed if you can go back in time. Let's try to help each other out. Also, be sure to comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is. Comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe not just to my channel, but my girlfriend's channel, or couple's channel, so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. And then Instagram, TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on my accounts. girlfriend's accounts, couples accounts. I put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.